Every relationship in your life was built on an invisible contract. One you probably never agreed to. Have you ever felt like you needed to stay in a situation that no longer served you? Felt like you had to hold yourself back because you didn't want to make someone else feel uncomfortable? What if I told you relationships that you maintain, jobs that you stay in, and even the way you show up in the world are all shaped by agreements you never consciously signed? By the end of this video, you'll understand why some relationships drain you, how to renegotiate the ones that are worth saving, and how to walk away from the ones that no longer serve you without guilt. What are invisible contracts and how do they control you? So let's meet James. His boss praises him for always showing up and always doing the jobs no one else wants to do. He loves how James is always reliable and always ready to go beyond what is expected of him. But when James asks for opportunities to grow, opportunities to learn new things, to have a raise, and to be in leadership positions, his boss brushes him off. He tells him, "You're great at what you do. Why do something else?" He doesn't validate what James wants, how he wants to move up and show his potential. James doesn't push. He doesn't want to seem ungrateful for the job that he has. Then one day, James realizes this isn't loyalty. This is an invisible contract that I unconsciously signed with my boss. This contract, this invisible contract was, I will not outgrow my usefulness to you. I will remain exactly as you need me to be, even if it costs me my potential. So tell me, have you ever been in a relationship or in a situation where you felt obligated to stay the same because if you did change, it would disrupt the balance of the relationship? Why do we get stuck in situations like this? Dr. Joe Dispenza says, your brain seeks the familiar, even if the familiar is painful. If you've been in a certain dynamic for years, breaking free will feel wrong, even if it's right. This is exactly why people stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and routines that suffocate them. It feels safer than the unknown. So what is the solution? Reprogramming your brain for change by making the new reality safer than the old one. And this is how you do it. It all starts within. So the first thing that you can do is visualize yourself outside of this contract that you are already in. Surrounding yourself with people that have already freed themselves from these contracts and taking small daily steps toward the new version of yourself. If you'd like on how to reprogram your brain, I'll have either the playlist or video that can show you how to do it in depth. So how do we know how to find out if we are in an expired contract? Dr. Ramani Durvasula, hopefully I said that right, says one of the biggest red flags in relationship is when your personal growth feels like a betrayal to the other person. Here are signs that your contract is expired. You feel emotionally exhausted after each interaction. They make you doubt yourself and feel guilty for wanting more. You walk on eggshells to avoid conflicts. You wouldn't actively choose this dynamic if you had to start over today. So this is what I mean. Let's call this character Maria. Maria always dreamt of starting her own business. When she talks about it to her friends, they laugh at her. They tell her, you're not the entrepreneur type. She stops bringing it up, and altogether she stops dreaming. The contract that she has with her friends is stay predictable, stay like us. So let's do this little exercise. It's a how to rewrite your contract. Step 1, identify one contract that feels heavy to you at this moment. What is one relationship in your life that makes you feel drained, obligated, or trapped? Step 2, now it's your turn to rewrite the terms. What do you want this relationship to give you? What are you looking to have from being in this relationship? Let me give you an example. The old contract. So this is the old contract. I must always be available when my friend or my family member needs me, even when I'm exhausted or the conversation exhausts me. Here's an example of a new contract. I will offer support when I have the emotional capacity. My well-being is a priority. Step 3, I believe it's the most important step. Before you propose it to others, make sure you are in compliance with this contract. What does that mean? Reread and rewrite this contract until you feel at peace with what you have written. As you're writing this new contract and you're imagining talking to that person or telling that person what you require from this relationship, you can't feel uncomfortable and you can't feel cringed. You have to know deep inside in every single cell of your body that you are worthy of a healthy relationship. You are worthy of a supportive relationship. And if you can't believe that for yourself, you can't expect someone else to uphold a contract that you yourself do not believe in. Step 4, read this. I am no longer bound by this contract. I choose relationships that are aligned with my growth and my peace. Not only does this affirmation help you to shift the relationships that you already have, but it allows you to, moving forward, to look for relationships that are aligned to your growth as a human and sustain the peace that you desire in your life. The author Mark Manson explains that chasing a positive experience, like making sure everyone in your life is comfortable with your growth, can actually make your life worse. The real positive experience is accepting that not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, and that's okay. So now that we have evaluated these relationships and we find out there are some that we must walk away from, there is no rewriting that contract. This is how you do it without feeling a sense of guilt. So how do we exit an expired relationship gracefully? Step 1. You must mentally release yourself. You can tell yourself, I am allowed to outgrow people. Step 2, find new relationships that support your growth. The hardest part of leaving an old contract is the fear of being alone. Start actively surrounding yourself with new mentors, new communities, and new relationships that reflect and support the new version of yourself that you are moving into. Step 3, exit with a simple, direct message. An example of that is, this relationship no longer feels aligned for me. I really wish you well. This is just a version of what you can say, but this is an example of how you can exit this relationship. Even though it is extremely hard, because I've done it before, it saves you a lot of energy. It allows you to make room for the new relationships that are going to support you on the new journey that you're moving into. If you are moving towards your growth in life, if you're moving towards a different type of peace in your life, you must do what's hard. You are not alone. You weren't born to be the supporting character in someone else's life. If the character keeps you small, rewrite it or walk away. So, are you ready to rewrite your contracts today? Let me know. If you're ready to reclaim your energy, hit the like button and subscribe. Every time you choose yourself, you rewrite your story. Every time you let go of expired contracts, you make room for something greater. Growth isn't about who you lose, it's about who you become. If you feel fear right now, good. Fear means you're on the edge of something new. You have already outgrown the person that settles for less. You have already taken the next step by seeing the truth. You are not meant to be confined by silent agreements that keep you small. You are meant to expand, to evolve, and create a life that reflects your highest self. And those people, those places, and those opportunities that are meant for you, they will rise to meet you when you do. If you're ready to step into that version of yourself, start today. Rewrite your contracts. Own your worth. And if this message resonated for you, write "I choose growth" in the comment section. Because today you choose to break free. The only contract you need to honor is the one that you make with yourself.